Runners at first and third, still, and one away. And now Pedroia is coming up. Pedroia has already had 2 singles, 2 for 3 in the ball game. So what looked like an Oriole lead that was going to be sufficient still may be, but it's not 6-1 anymore. 6-4, and that's 10 hits put up by the Red Sox. First and third, 1 out. Pedroia. Webb to look over. Pedroia going after the first pitch, fouls it back.
That home run by Ross really kind of ignited this inning. Everybody kind of working at bats.
Pedroia's got a 2 for 5 off Webb lifetime. Ross got the home run with 1 out, his 5th. He put one deep into the well in center. Pedroia waiting on it, and the pitch will be up high to him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at first and third and 1 out. Orioles still looking for that ground ball that could get them out of the inning. Pedroia will take it, and that's up high on a speed pitch. 2-1.
Even some pitches up in the zone now, up in the danger zone, especially to the middle of this lineup. Even though Pedroia hasn't had that home run production like we talked about, he's still a very good hitter and can really do some damage on mistakes.
He's grounded into 9 double plays, second highest on the team. 2-1 delivery to him, and that's down the line, and that'll be foul. So Webb comes back on him to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. These two teams have played games like this all season long. They've been real grind them out baseball games for the most part. Even both games yesterday. I mean, one in the bottom of the ninth, 3-2 in the opener, and then that 7-4 win was a long, tortuous affair for both clubs last night. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Pedroia fights it off.
He has been making some good pitches with that 2-seamer inside on that inner third, but just not enough movement. As we saw Bogarts foul off 3 or 4 pitches with that 2-seamer in there, foul, and then Pedroia fouling off another tough one. Caleb Joseph really trying to work Ryan Webb to come up with that big out pitch. Red Sox hitters putting together some good at bats here.
2-2, and he got him as he went for one up high. So Webb gets the strikeout on Pedroia for the second out of the inning. And now the matchup as Buck Showalter is on his way out.
See Pedroia chasing that many up and out of the zone. He does there.
With a left-hander, David Ortiz, coming up. It will be Brian Mattis, who has been his nemesis over the years, coming on with 3 runs in here in the 7th for the Red Sox.
There's Desmond Jennings, who has homered in 3 trips. But Showalter would hope Webb could have a quick inning here. With a 6-man bullpen now, he'll likely need Webb to go 2. He used O'Day and Mattis last night. He did not use Webb. He did not use Zach Britton. And he did not use Tommy Hunter, who's out there as well. Breaking ball for a strike.
Good slider there, starting off at the right hip of Jennings, or left hip of Jennings. Works its way back over that inner third.
Foul straight down at the plate. Ryan Webb in his first year with the O's. Non-tendered by the Marlins, and the Orioles quickly got to him and signed him to a deal. ERA of .291 last year for the Marlins in 66 games. And the 1-2 is inside. When he's right, he has a power sinker. And he got him. Gets a fastball by him. So Ryan Webb, a very impressive 3-up, 3-down inning. First time that the Rays have gone in order. Here's our Mazda do-ups. Caleb Joseph, Nick Markakis, and Steve Pearce for the O's.
So runners on at first and third, and only one down. And Ichiro coming up. He has struck out and flied out in the ball game. And for the Orioles, it's a little touchy here in the 7th inning. They're ahead by 4. Machado even with a bag at third. Long hold, pitch to him. That's in there for a strike. Brian Roberts now on the year against the Orioles has picked up 5 hits in 15 at bats. And they'll keep an eye on him over there with only 1 out. Webb, that high set, long hold, and Ichiro takes it. Just missed. 1-1.
Yeah, this is probably a closer game. You might see a possible steal. And Brian 7 steals about 4 times. I don't think he wants to get thrown out, not after what Joseph did back in the first when he threw Gardner out.
One ball, 1 strike count. Throw over, and Roberts back. Yankees looking for their first hit with a runner in scoring position. They are 0 for 4 today. 4 for 16 in the first 2 games.
Yeah, one of the keys for Brian, and we saw him steal in 3 consecutive years, 30, 40, 50 bases, is you just don't want to give him that running lead. Make him stop.
1-1 count.
One way to do it is hold the ball.
Ichiro will take it as it comes in. They check to see if he went. He does not. Eric Cooper at third. And a 2-ball, 1 strike count on Ichiro. Ichiro has been very selective in the at-bats in these first 2 games.
And Kevin Long, the hitting instructor with the Yankees, said he's probably the most disciplined certainly he's seen him.
Only 25 strikeouts, 12 walks. Getting over the 140 at-bat mark. And there's a great pitch. Catches the outside corner in the 84-mile-an-hour delivery. 2-2. So Webb looking for the ground ball. Get that double play. Get out of the inning. But keep Ichiro off base.
Yeah, it's going to have to be really either to the second baseman's right or right at J.J. Hardy, the shortstop, to turn him up because he still runs well.
2-2 is way outside. That one got away. So the count goes to 3-2. The Yankees pressing to try and get the potential tying run to the plate. Cervelli's on deck, the number 9 hitter. They'll try and get the walk. He's the third. Roberts a single at first. See if Roberts goes here. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Runner not going, and Ichiro will go down swinging.
Well, gutsy pitch, and I mean, this is the way you do it at the big league level. They're not predictable. You know, he throws a sinker, but it's just a slider, and it's not a really good one, except the fact it's 3-2, and he's not looking for it. So this is back-to-back, or not back-to-back times, but twice this afternoon that Ichiro Suzuki has struck out in pivotal times. And it goes back to what you were talking about. Over 300 came up. He came over last year. Did a lot of catching this year, doing all kinds of different things. And Dave Wallace coming out, and What did Buck Showalter say going into after the 4 days off? You want to try to get your bullpen back to where they are, and this is part of the process. Sometimes you get roughed up because he's not making good pitches, does not have the crispness that we usually see from Ryan Webb. And for him to be successful, he's got to be down in the zone. Everything in this inning's up.
So the A's with an 8-1 lead, and with the bases loaded and one down, chance for Lowry to add to it. He has struck out twice and grounded out. 8 runs on 14 hits for the A's. Lowry with the sacks full. Infield, double play depth. And we'll take the first pitch, and it is in there for a strike. A chance for the A's to blow the doors off this one. Brian Mattis up in the bullpen. Orioles have used McFarland and Webb out of the pen so far. Moss, Donaldson, and both the base runners. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled off, and Webb will get ahead of him 0-2.
Yeah, this is trending towards the rubber game in Baltimore back in early June. And the A's have won 11-1. 1 extra innings on Friday. Gosman beat Sonny Gray on Saturday, and then Kazmir shut down the Orioles as Sonny Gray is doing.
Lowry 2 for 10 with the bases loaded. Both hits this year singles. Down on the count 0-2. Webb's delivery, and that'll be fouled the other way. A real big day for Oakland offensively. Well, Melvin's got to be real happy about this. Get a ball club first half of the month of July, struggling after a real good first 3 months of the season. Get a game like this maybe opens things up for a lot of guys who were not hitting. 0-2 count, 1 down. That'll be way outside set up there. Webb trying to get him to go after it. 1-2.
Well, we always talk about the tenacity of the Orioles. I mean, the walk-off home run, 4-2 lead going into it, but it also speaks volumes about why Oakland has the best record in baseball. I mean, they were 3 outs from losing on Friday. Didn't have a chance last night, even though they hung in there. And then the rubber game, take off the gloves and go to hitting.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and took it. It will miss. A 2-ball 2-strike count on Lowry. Their switch hitting shortstop. Lowry's got a couple of hits and 10 at bats so far in this series, and he's looking to pick up the RBIs if we can get him right here.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have to get a base hit. Infield back. That was a really good take on a pretty good changeup just off the corner. He's thinking, okay, get one into the outfield.
2-2, swing and a miss on it, and Webb will get the strikeout for the second out of the inning.
And a nice little breaking ball by Ryan Webb. You go away with a change, even though Joseph is sitting on the corner. The break is good enough. Of course, Ryan Webb, a big guy at 6'6", gets on top of it and he swings through it.
Now with 2.
Amazing that he can come back and the fear factor is not. Ooh, backup slider.
Cervelli gets turned around.
Yeah.
5 runs on 8 hits for the Yankees. 5-0.
Yeah, just a little spinner and everybody reacts here. Hit a home run and then there you go. Almost took it off the left arm. Of course, he does get hit a lot and he's a very aggressive hitter, but that was just a backup slider.
Cervelli's picked up a single. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. 1-0 delivery on the way to him. That'll be on the inside corner for a strike. So a game dominated so far by the Yankees, both pitching and hitting, as the team that has struggled to get 3.5 runs a ball game has picked up 5 runs on 8 hits in this one. 1 down. Cervelli with Drew waiting on deck. Cervelli will take another one inside. It's on the corner. He didn't think so, but it was. 1-2.
Not catching tonight.
Nope.
Otherwise he wouldn't be saying much. So Saunders talking to Dom Cheedy, Royal bullpen coach. Yeah, a couple of backup sliders for strikes.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and he got it. Called strike. Tag will be put on, and there are 2 down.
Well, that was finally a strike. I think two of the last three pitches. And this is just a fastball pretty much knee high right in the middle of the plate.
And we'll get another pitching change. So you're seeing Buck Showalter doing what he'd already talked about was going to have to be done the final week of the season. That's make sure that all of his pitchers were getting work, because they're going to have some days.
Tomorrow's starters: Anthony Renato, 3-1 with a 4.63 earned run average. Chris Tillman, the right-hander, 11-5 with a 3.40. And there for strike one. Will hit a base hit back in the second, a single, and then a strikeout in the fifth, and then struck out the bases loaded in the seventh inning. Foul tip, 1-2. Middlebrook strikes out, and the ball game is over. The Orioles take the first game of the series as they blank the Red Sox tonight, 4-0. We'll step aside and get back with more from Fenway right after this.
New pitcher on for the Baltimore Orioles, Ryan Webb, the right-hander, in his first season with Baltimore, comes in. Webb so far 2-1 mark, a 3.76 ERA. This will be his 41st game, 40 and 2/3 innings, 33 strikeouts, 9 walks.
He's done a nice job. Another pitcher out of the bullpen for Baltimore who has not given up many big flies. Just one.
Almost 11 o'clock on the East Coast.
His fastball is 88-93, slider, changeup.
Cole Calhoun looks at a strike. Oakland has struck for 2 runs in the 9th inning and trails it 4-3 with a man on, 1 out. Houston trying to close it out. Oh, it bounced out in front of the plate. Nice play by Humphrey. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, that was an eventful first 5 innings, and it's been rather quiet since then. The only action being the run scored in the 7th by the Angels to tie things up. Cole swings through that one. Off-speed pitch.
Yeah, he's got a good changeup to go with his slider.
Cole 1 for 5 tonight. RBI double in the 2nd. Takes down low. Trout on deck, then Pujols. 2-2. Foul on the play.
Another pretty tough pitch. Keeping it down.
Another big, tall right-hander for Baltimore. Webb signing as a free agent in the offseason. Last year with the Marlins, pitching 66 games, 2-6 and a 2.91 ERA. Listed at 6.6. Swing and a miss. There's Orioles at number 1 to start the 12th.
Good movement on that pitch. Everything's either sinking or moving for Webb.
O'Day went 2 innings, by the way, had 1 strikeout, everything else zeros.
Or succeeds, we all succeed. Ryan Webb pitched the other night, or other afternoon actually, against the Yankees. 2/3 of an inning, hit, earned run. Did give up a home run, high fly ball center field by Chase Headley. So up early, pitched some big games for the Orioles, and then down in the minor leagues, and now back here in September. We're talking about Hal Pierce, and all the rule change that you got to give him an avenue. So there's your whole plate, and then boy, right into the. And I don't think that's going to make. I'm not saying that Drew's a dirty player. I've never seen him do that, but it's a force play, not a tag play. And he knew there wasn't going to be a double play.
Well, here you go.
Yeah.
This is what they've waited for. 48,613, largest crowd of the season for the Yankees. Their 16th sellout.
Well, we showed you his .309 batting average career, but with runners in scoring positions, it's even better at .312.
He's got 2 for 10 with the bases loaded this year. They are loaded here in the 7th inning. Game is tied. The Orioles will play for 2. The infield in a couple of steps. Jeter will take it for a strike from Webb. He's faced Ryan only a couple of times, 0 for 2.
Yeah, Adam Amari, the home plate umpire, his strike zone's not going to change here in the 7th. I don't think. The ball kind of borderline either way.
0-1 count. Jeter broke it back, ground ball. It'll go to short. There's nothing. It goes into right field. 2 runs will score. Markakis will back it up. Ichiro and Perella score on a broken bat ground ball, and the Yankees have a 4-2 lead.
Well, it's all about Ryan Webb makes a great pitch. Jams Jeter. It's going to be 1 out, but because the ball's not hit hard, you don't really have a play, and you don't even have a play because of the hustle of Gardner. Very rarely do you get J.J. Hardy not getting a good read. And he knows who's running. I just don't think he anticipates that Gardner gets down there that quick. So your good secondary lead. You had to make a perfect hit. If you're Kelly Johnson, no way you can catch the ball because you would have to dive into the runner.
Jeter will be credited with an RBI on the fielder's choice. The other run will score on the error to Hardy. And the Yankees up by 2, and Brian Mattis on to pitch.